Inadequate water, sanitation, and hygiene account for a large part of the disease and mortality burden in Kisumu. It is therefore critical that the municipal, regional, and national government, together with Kenya's development partners, address the water and sanitation challenges facing city residents, particularly those living in low-income informal settlements and peri-urban areas. One of these low-income settlements is Ubunga community in Kanyakwar, Kisumu East constituency, facing challenges of insufficient water supply and sanitation facilities among its fast-growing community. The poor water quality from increasingly contaminated shallow wells and unaffordable water prices have led to an increasing number of illegal connections and therefore water loss. Kisumu is Kenya's third largest city with an estimated population of 4,000 people, according to the 2009 population census. The people live and work in the trading, fishing, and transportation businesses. Kisumu is the business hub for the Great Lakes region in Western Kenya. It is the former capital of the Nyanza province and is the headquarters of Kisumu County. It is placed at the inlet to the wider Lake Victoria basin of Uganda and Tanzania. It is therefore strategically located for water transport and fisheries that connects businesses to the rest of Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. However, the city is characterized by chronic water shortages. Research on the water sector in Kisumu City shows that water and sanitation services are not commensurate with the rapid population growth. Many low-income residents living in informal settlements and peri-urban areas lack access to both clean water and safe environmentally sound sanitation facilities. The city desperately needs an efficient water supply system and improved sanitation service. Hygiene education also needs to be accorded priority, mainly because waterborne diseases such as cholera, dysentery, and typhoid contribute to numerous deaths every year. An environment assessment done in 2010 as part of the MCI Social Sector Working Paper series indicates that for Target 7C of the Millennium Development Goal on Water and Sanitation, which mandates that the number of people without sustainable access to water and sanitation be reduced to half by 2015. Kisumu City is making good progress towards this target. Access to improved water sources increased from 62.5% in 2001 and 2002 to 65% in 2007. And projections indicate that by 2015, about 83% of the population will have sustainable access to an improved water source. Access to improved sanitation has also increased from 75% in 2001 to 91% in 2007. However, Kisumu has one of Kenya's highest poverty levels and worst set of health indicators. While much work lies ahead of Kisumu to attain the MDGs, the Ubunga settlement, in coordination with civil society organizations like Sustainable Aid in Africa International and Umande Trust, have initiated a community biocenter to avail water and safe toilets, bathrooms, and a biogas facility that is used for cooking by the community. The Ubunga Center in charge, John, explains that the biocenter has benefited people in the community.
When we started, people were coming a bit, not so many, but it was about 15, 30 per day. But by now it has risen from 50 to 60. Between 50 and 60 every day that goes to the latrine. And between 20 to 30 and even 40 goes to bathroom. So when they get into bathroom, they come out, they get jelly, they get smart, and then they go away. We have 4 both sides, 4. So 4 on the side of men and 4 on the side of women. Bathrooms, there are 2 doors for the men and 2 doors for the women. So they are within by evening hours, they are not enough. People come and line up to go into the bathroom. It fosters sometimes when women are not there, we take some men into the women's side, so to minimize the need. The biogas, it has been there for the last 2 years. And I can say, according to the experience the Umande people has, they say that this is the biotower that got the gas very fast than any other in Kenya. So within 3 months we had experienced the gas coming out, and within that period we managed to get the cooker, and the cooker started working. So by then people were just coming one after another, and then the consumption was still so low, and after a year now the gas can be used with a lot of people, and it can give us as little as 50 shillings per day, or sometimes it goes up to 20 shillings, because it depends on what kind of food a person is.
There is a challenge of high demand for firewood-based cooking energy for many households in Ubunga. A solution has been the introduction of biogas as a way to bring cleaner, safer and more affordable energy to this community. The cooking service is affordable and the community has accepted the source of the cooking energy.
In a day, they can come even five females in a day.
5 women cooking what?
In the morning, they're coming even two to cook tea. At lunch, one. Evening,
How much do you charge per tea?
tea. Tea is 5 shillings. My dad would normally come here at 6 in the morning. Me, I'm coming at 7 in the morning.
What time do they close?
At 9.
Okay. So at that time everyone has finished cooking.
Yes.
At 9 o'clock.
Yes, 9 o'clock.
Environmental problems such as deforestation, soil degradation and flooding, with the process of collecting firewood that requires considerable time for families to collect use results in indoor air pollution, which particularly impacts women and children. Treating human waste through anaerobic digestion is an incredibly ethical sanitation technology. Anaerobic digestion occurs in biodigesters and produces a fuel, which is biogas. It also removes biochemical oxygen demand from sewage, conserves nutrients, especially nitrogen compounds, and most importantly, reduces pathogens. Human waste damages the environment because it is loaded with biochemical oxygen demand, nutrients that could cause diseases. This can cause a host of environmental problems that can lead to ecosystem collapse, such as rendering a water body uninhabitable for many organisms. Untreated sewage causes algal blooms, red tide, and dead zones. Humans also suffer from untreated sewage, also called black water. Waterborne disease transmitted through human excrement, which is a leading cause of death, especially in the developing world. Some diseases caused by untreated sewage are cholera, typhoid fever, paratyphoid fever, salmonella, dysentery, meningitis, hepatitis, among others. The amount of biogas that can be yielded from human waste is limited in comparison with livestock manure and other feedstocks because the digestion processes in humans is efficient. 1000 lbs of human waste produces about 0.6 cubic meters of biogas, which is enough cooking fuel for about 1 to 5 people. The revolution of the use of human waste to generate energy for cooking is referred to as the ultimate utilization of resources. Alfred Adongo from Sustainable Aid in Africa International explains the sanitation challenge in Kenya.
In terms of sanitation, the key challenge, one major challenge in sanitation is low sanitation coverage, particularly at household level. If you come to Kenya, there are various statistics, but according to the Minister of Water's strategic plan, the coverage is estimated at 52%, which is very low. And so at household level, there's a very low coverage. But even in learning institutions, the coverage is very low. And this low coverage also hides a lot of negative aspects. For instance, what is said as coverage, the physical status of these facilities are also very bad. Particularly if you go to learning institutions, like primary schools, quite a number of primary schools do not have proper sanitation facilities. And particularly in the Lake region, when you find that the Ministry of in Kenya's in the Kenyan standards, a child should up to 25 children, girls, should use one door stanza. But when you come to the Lake region, it goes up to about 60 children using one door stanza. For boys, it's supposed to be 35, but it goes up to 100. So you find up between 60 to 100 pupils using one door latrine, and that causes a lot of negative impacts in the learning environment. So to me, the biggest challenge in sanitation is low coverage. But this low coverage in sanitation, again, has other negative impacts, particularly at the household level. It is estimated, a recent study by WSP, World Bank, indicated that Kenya is losing close to $27 billion per annum due to problems related to lack of proper sanitation. And the people most affected are the low-income people. So there's that negative impact of lack of sanitation at the household economy, with almost 27 billion shillings being lost because of either time being spent in search of water or the cost of medication because of lack of proper sanitation. The other major challenge in sanitation is low prioritization of sanitation by the development actors, including government, public sector, and other donors, demonstrated by low amounts of money being allocated to sanitation. At the household level also, people would rather invest in other things other than sanitation. So this has caused that a big problem. But the other problem, which is actually part of a root cause of that low sanitation coverage, is the technological challenges we are faced by. At the moment, most parts of the Lake Victoria region are characterized by loose soil formations. And this makes construction of latrine facilities very costly. And you'd find that the facilities collapse after every 2 years. And this is even made worse by frequent flooding in some of these regions, courtesy the climate change. And so this makes sanitation coverage drop even further. So these are some of the challenges we are faced with in sanitation in Kenya.
The successful promotion of this renewable source of energy is a powerful example of how communities with no facilities of water, toilets, and cooking fuel can share costs of availing adequate sanitation facilities for significant on-the-ground benefits to people who need them most. Ubunga community is satisfied with the services at the Biocenter.